Hey guys, it's Mike Kinnett here with Prostatis. Here on this channel, we help you cut through the noise, simplify retirement, and stay ahead of the risks that most people don't see coming until it's too late. Today we're talking about something that's not getting enough attention in retirement circles: tariffs. With new tariffs being introduced in 2025, many retirees and pre-retirees could feel the pinch in the form of rising prices on everyday goods and services. And if you're on a fixed income, those cost increases can do some real damage. Now in this video, we're going to show you how tariffs affect your retirement and 3 simple steps to help protect your nest egg going forward. Tariffs essentially are taxes on imported goods. When tariffs go up, the cost of things like cars, electronics, appliances, lumber, and even some food products, their prices are going to go up too. And unlike market downturns, which you might be able to ride out, inflation from tariffs hits right now at the stores, at the pharmacy, and the gas pumps. And we know that once the prices go up, they almost never go down. Let's say you're living on $6,000 a month. That's what it costs you to maintain your lifestyle. A 5 to 8% increase due to tariffs means you need to find an extra $300 to $500 a month just to maintain your similar standard of living. If you have questions about how these economic changes might affect your personal plan, leave them here in the comments. We are here to help you. So when these tariffs came aboard, the first thing that comes to mind is, what are you going to do about this, Mike? And you got to help us out. Do we have a plan for it? And the reality is that historically, interest and inflation has been, 2, maybe 3%. So all the plans that we've ever developed from day one when I've been in this industry, we've always doubled the inflation rate. So we've always been planning for about a 4% inflation rate. And as a matter of fact, for the healthcare parts of these things, we've always done it about 5.7% because that's what healthcare costs have grown over the years. So because we planned for all these years for a 4% inflation when we were only experiencing a 2%, our plans, the strategies we used allowed us to actually have more money set aside for reserves. So when that inflation came into play, when we were having that 8, 10, 12% inflation pressure, our plans could accommodate it because we had already set aside enough money to accommodate it. Now, the fact is that if we had 20% inflation or 10% inflation for 10 years, I don't have a plan for that, and you probably don't either. Conversely, if inflation does get to that 8, 10% rate, then the market will respond accordingly and interest rates will respond accordingly and we'll readjust the plan. But at the end of the day, I think the operative part of this is that we had a plan that could accommodate it in the first place. We didn't have to be worried about getting caught off guard. We didn't have to rebalance our budget. And certainly if you're worried about inflation, and some of the things that you should think about is, do I go back and revisit my budget? Are there things I can look at in my budget that I can postpone this year into next year? Are there things that I can decide I don't want to spend money on? Now, I don't want our retirees, I don't want my clients to have to look at their budget every year and say, oh, I have to cut something because we didn't plan for this. So as you're entering into retirement, as you're thinking about going into retirement, you certainly should have a plan that can accommodate these bumps and these flukes and these iterations when we have abnormal inflation. But certainly revisiting the budget plan. You'll want to make sure that the income stream has inflation protection on it, because you can actually create inflation protected income streams by saying that, look, every year, no matter what happens, my income source, my income stream, I've allocated in such a fashion that every year that income stream is going to increase by 2 or 3% to make sure that I'm staying equal to, if not ahead of inflation. And then remember, asset allocation is an important part. You need to have a bucket of money that grows to accommodate abnormalities like this 8, 10% inflation. So we're going to have a bucket of money that's set aside that says, look, if interest rates get crazy, if inflation gets crazy, I can go to this bucket money to help offset things. And conversely, we need to have a bucket of truly, truly safe money so that when things get crazy with interest rates and the market's bad and inflation's there like we had in 2022, you can go to your safe bucket of money for income. So what do you need to look at? First, have a plan. Have a plan that accommodates these wild iterations and swings of inflation. So have a plan. Make sure the income is safe and secure, and creating the income streams that you need, because you want to make sure that you don't have to worry about this. Have a budget and make sure your assets are allocated in such a fashion that you can accommodate these extreme inflation spikes when we have them. And they're going to happen again. They happen now. They'll happen again. We know that happens. Just like we know on average the market drops 20% every 3 years, and on average the market drops 40% every 7 years. We know we're going to have continued spikes like this. Tariffs are not. They're going to happen again in the future. You need to have a plan. Tariffs, inflation, this isn't about panic. It's about precision. Small adjustments now can prevent huge problems later. Economic uncertainty is part of retirement, but with the right tools and the right strategies, you do not have to fear it. Whether it's tariffs, tax law changes, inflation, having a flexible, forward-looking retirement plan gives you control even in an unpredictable world. Download our free Savvy Investor Retirement Summary or schedule a discovery call today so you can stay confident no matter what Washington or Wall Street throws your way. And if this is helpful, be sure to like and subscribe and leave your questions in the comment section below so we can guide you through retirement. This is Mike Kinnett. We'll see you, the Savvy Investor, next week.